Angels visit Abram and Sarah in Hebron to inform them of the impending birth of Isaac. Abram had identified a calf for slaughtering, but it escaped into the cave of Machpelah, where he discovered the underground water that flows to Jerusalem. 37 years later, and immediately after Abram withheld Isaac from becoming the burnt sacrifice on Mount Moriah in Jerusalem, Abram bought the cave of Machpelah to bury Sarah, who had passed away in their absence. Hebron's aquifers flowed to and under Mount Moriah, downhill to the Gihon Spring and the lowest point on earth, the Dead Sea. This mapped excavation dates back to the early Bronze Age. On a high ridge immediately above the spring, overlooking the valley floor, 4 rooms carved out of the bedrock have been discovered. They were once used for processing sacrifices, including one room that contains a perfectly preserved stone matzeva, or monument. More than 100 years ago, explorer Montague Parker mapped this site. But the room containing the matzeva, adjacent to Area G, was left undiscovered until today. The large rectangular area is presently being uncovered to expose for the first time in more than 3,000 years these underground discoveries for visitors to the city of David to witness. The crack that appeared in the ground led city officials to declare the area unsafe and ordered the excavation of this site to proceed. A few weeks later, and the excavation was making great progress. Then, the discovery of the wall Montague Parker had mapped as Area B, as the excavation approached a depth of 1.5 meters from the bedrock below. Grooves in the bedrock may once have assisted in the slaughter and processing of small animals in preparation for being offered, but an altar is yet to be discovered. This maps the distinct features of the 4 primary rooms, including the matzeva or monument adjacent to Parker's Area G. The table of the missing altar may be in the area of interest behind Area G. Its frame may have been filled with boulders on each important occasion to establish a ramp to the altar table. The altar may have been repeatedly used over thousands of years. Included in these rooms is a grain and oil press, always associated with Jewish offerings. The area of interest is currently blocked behind an ancient wall built along the dotted lines of the current excavation boundary. The patriarch Jacob assumed his name Israel at a matzeva he erected in Luz, which he named Beit El. According to tradition, he took 12 stones from the adjacent ramp of the altar, which he placed around the place he slept. That night he dreamed of angels moving on a ladder between heaven and earth, and the 12 stones converged. If this is the matzeva of Jacob, its location at this site will redefine Jewish history as it relates to Jerusalem's third and final temple.